creating solutions to climate change. We define data collection using 5G. Why is it so important to safeguard Malaysia Agreement 1963? Those are the headlines for tonight. I'm Lorenzo Isaac and this is TVS Nightline. The state-level Malaysia Day celebration will be held physically at Lasar Kenyalang, Old Bintulu Airport, Bintulu, Sarawak on September 16 and is expected to be attended by 5,000 guests. Sarawak Minister for Modernisation of Agriculture and Regional Development, Datuk Sri Dr. Stephen Rundi Utom, who is also the minister responsible for the celebration, said that this celebration is important to commemorate the historic event which took place on September 16, 1963. We have a reporter on the ground, Madeline Dugat, to describe the preparations for this upcoming celebration.
Thank you, Lorenzo. Some 5,000 people, including local dignitaries and guests, are expected at the state-level Malaysia Day 2022 celebration to be held at Lasar Kenyalang Bintulu Old Airport at 8 p.m. on September 16. Team Keluarga Malaysia Teguh Bersama, this Malaysia Day 2022 is significant in serving as a reminder of the struggle of our past leaders. According to Modernisation of Agriculture and Regional Development Ministry, Datuk Sri Dr. Stephen Rundi Utom, we must always remember their struggles so as to keep our spirit up in standing together with the country in the continued fight against COVID-19. Dr. Rundi said, the Malaysia Day celebration is important for it should remind Malaysians of what happened on September 16, 1963. He said, all should remember the struggles of the nation's forefathers who made the formation of Malaysia happen. Head of State Tun Pehin Sri Abdul Taib Mahmud and wife Toh Puan Datuk Petinggi Ragat Kurdi Taib will be the guests of honor at the forthcoming celebration. The Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg and wife Puan Sri Datuk Amar Jumani Tuanku Bujang will be among the special guests. Dr. Rundi said the State Protocol Ceremony and Event Management Unit UPANS and Bintulu Residence Office will be joining hands to line up various performances for the celebration. He said among the activities expected will be singing performance by artists from not just Sarawak but also Sabah and Peninsula Malaysia. He added that singers from Sabah and Peninsula Malaysia included Dato' M. Nasir, Andy Bernade, Ramdes Walter, Florence Low, Claudia Geres, Safa Ghaffar, Savia Selir, and Max Kwe. Sarawak Art Council's The Voices choir group will also present patriotic songs. The celebration will also end with a fireworks display. To display patriotism, Dr. Rundi called upon Sarawakians to fly the national colors at their premises and residence to mark the Malaysia Day celebration. He said the state-level Malaysia Day 2022 celebration will also be aired via TVS Astro Channel 122 as well as UKA's Facebook and YouTube channel. That is all from me, Madeline Dugat, reporting for TVS Bintulu.
The Federation of Malaysia was not founded in a day or two. It was the result of countless meetings and discussions between our leaders, then with the British who had colonized the 3 Southeast Asian islands. Since Malaysia will be celebrating its 59th anniversary in a few days, why is Sarawak still fighting so hard to safeguard the Malaysian Agreement 1963? Here's some insight from State Legal Counsel, Datuk Sri J.C. Fong.
Well, the Malaysia Agreement has been described by the then Prime Minister of the United Kingdom as the birth certificate for Malaysia. It is upon this agreement and the terms agreed upon by all the participating parties, including the representatives from Sarawak and then the state of North Borneo, as it was known that time, to enter into the Federation of Malaysia with all the necessary safeguards to be embedded in the federal constitution so as to protect the interests of Sabah and Sarawak. All those safeguards were then embedded into the federal constitution and through the passing of the Malaysia Act 1963.
MA63 was written to ensure a safe and successful decolonization process, as well as clear and equal terms for the formation of Malaysia between Sarawak, Sabah, the Federation of Malaya, and Singapore. However, due to political differences, Singapore separated and became an independent state in August 1965, with Sarawak and Sabah remaining as two of the founding partners of Malaysia. Over time, the autonomy granted to these regions has been slowly diluted. The cause of autonomy for Sabah and Sarawak is once again on the national agenda, and it is gaining momentum. As such, J.C. Fong believes that several objectives have been put in place in an effort for Sarawak to reclaim its lawful rights under the agreement.
I have given all my advice, and I believed my advice had been adhered to in the current negotiation with the federal government, although I am not so actively involved. But I believed the objectives that have been set out at the beginning of this exercise of reclaiming our rights under MS63 will be followed according to the basic principles that the state government has formulated and pursued by the present premier, to ensure that we, Sabah and Sarawak, will be safeguarded in accordance with the constitutional provisions that had been passed at the time of the formation of Malaysia through the Malaysia Act 1963.
Sarawak is keen on developing advanced solutions that can help to tackle climate change and address global and industrial challenges, aimed at reducing the risks and financial burden borne by the people and business should a disaster occur. Hence, Sarawak government, through Sarawak Multimedia Authority SMA, forged a collaboration with University Tun Hussein Onn, Malaysia, UTHM, and University of Salford, United Kingdom, on utilizing digital platforms to collect the required data.
Dan sebenarnya data inilah yang penting bagi kita memberikan keputusan dan juga dasar bagi kita menghadapi bebanan yang ditimpa oleh rakyat, termasuklah dari sudut pendapatan, risiko bisnes dan juga beberapa perkara yang lain. Dan hari ini tadi kita dapat melihat kumpulan data yang boleh memberikan apa yang akan berlaku masa depan, termasuk flooding tadi, mengenai banjir, tempat-tempat yang mungkin berlaku banjir. Apabila kita ada data tersebut, respon dari kerajaan ialah bagaimana hendak membuatkan solution kepada banjir tersebut, kawasan-kawasan tersebut.
He told a media conference after officiating Transcend Sarawak at the Tegas Digital Village here on Wednesday. At the same time, Abang Johari said the current climate change could create various natural disasters.
5G internet speed is a prerequisite for real-time data collection to mitigate disaster risks and speed up crisis management in Sarawak. The Premier Sarawak, Dato' Peninggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, said in order to obtain accurate data, data must be collected real-time to ensure appropriate action could be taken.
Data itu datang lambat, keadaan sudah berubah, dia mesti real time. Sebab itu kelajuan internet kita hendaklah berupaya ke peringkat 5G. Satu, nombor duanya ialah akses kepada jaluran ke arah antarabangsa. Mesti kita ada akses. Jadi ini berkenaan investment yang agak tinggi, tapi kita secara berperingkat-peringkat menaikkan infrastruktur tersebut.
To achieve this, Sarawak is collaborating with the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission MCMC through Sarawak Multimedia Authority SMA and Sarawak Digital Economic Corporation ASTAC to provide communication infrastructure facilities throughout Sarawak. Despite bearing the huge cost, Abang Johari said the state government is committed in its effort to increase the state's income for more basic infrastructure development such as 5G. Abang Johari said this in his speech at the launching of Transcend Sarawak 2022 on Wednesday.
The ruling Coalition Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS Supreme Council will now include leaders of the women's and youth wings of its component parties. Such step is to recognise the contribution of both components along with the recent constitutional amendments.
Kalau komponen parti telah memindah perlembagaan mereka dan diluluskan oleh ROS, mungkin kita juga masuk golongan 18 dan 28 sebagai ahli GPS, Majlis Tertinggi GPS. Ini telah kita persetujui untuk GPS wanita dan pemuda sudah dilulus oleh pihak ROS. Maka mereka adalah ahli Majlis Tertinggi GPS.
Commenting further on the upcoming 15th general election, preparations are in place to avoid any shortcomings.
Walaupun kita tidak tahu bila pilihan raya, tetapi GPS akan menubuhkan jentera pilihan raya. Dan sudah tentu kita berkendaki suara yang kuat dari Sarawak bagi kita memainkan peranan kita di peringkat nasional.
He said so at a press conference after chairing the GPS Supreme Council meeting last night held at Borneo Convention Centre, Kuching. Among those present were GPS Deputy Chairman Dato' Amar Douglas Uga Umbas and Dato' Amar Awang Tinga Ali Hassan, as well as GPS Secretary General Dato' Sri Alexander Nantalinggi, Component Party's President, SUPP President Dato' Sri Dr. Sim Kui Hian, PDP President Dato' Sri Tiong King Sing, and PRS President Dato' Joseph Salanggandum.
On a separate note, Abang Johari said GPS will maintain its status quo in its parliamentary seat distribution for the 15th general election. The coalition consent in moving as one voice on the issue of seat distribution. The PBB, which leads the GPS, currently has 13 members of parliament MPs. The other three GPS component parties are the Parti Rakyat Sarawak PRS, which has 2 MPs, Progressive Democratic Party PDP, also with 2 MPs, and the Sarawak United People's Party SUPP with 1 MP. In GE14, PBB contested 14 parliamentary seats, SUPP 7, PRS 6 and PDP 4. 2 secondary schools and 12 primary schools in Baram district have been affected by floods following a heavy downpour on Tuesday evening. A spokesperson from one of the schools said that the flood is slowly receding after recording a water level of 5.2 feet at 10 a.m. Wednesday.
Some school sessions are still running as usual, such as SK Long Teru and SK Kuala Tuto. However, several other primary schools had to be called off as the roads were still flooded as of Wednesday morning. Meanwhile, among the affected secondary schools were SMK Tuto Apo and SMK Long Lama. It was believed that the floods were caused by the heavy downpour, resulting in the overflowing of Sungai Tinjar. According to Miri Fire and Rescue Department Acting Chief Ahmad Nizam Sapai, other areas in Baram have also been affected by floods, including Long Bermang and Long Panai at Sungai Tuto. Nizam also added that no evacuation orders were executed as the situation was still under control.
Coming up right after the break, more border posts in anticipation of Nusantara. Sarawak fashion designer to debut at London Fashion Week. Right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. Welcome back. The Malaysian Armed Forces MAF will increase the number of security posts along the country's borders, especially in Sabah and Sarawak, following Indonesia's decision to shift its capital from Jakarta to Kalimantan. Chief of Defence Force General Tan Sri Afendi Buang said there is need to increase the number of border posts and regiments at the locations, as the relocation is expected to commence in the first quarter of 2024.
General Afandi said the matter will be done in stages, as the relocation is expected to see an influx in the number of population and economic sectors in the area, which is likely to contribute to the rise in cross-border crime cases, such as smuggling. Elaborating, he said the MAF would cooperate with the Indonesian National Armed Forces TNI regarding border control, adding that the move to increase the number of security posts would be made in tandem with them. Afandi also said that the MAF would beef up surveillance of the country's border control, either through manual methods, namely the use of manpower, or through systematic methods involving the use of sensors or the current conventional practice of using drones and control centers that can be monitored from a distance.
Multi-award-winning local fashion designer Edric Ong will be making his debut at the prestigious London Fashion Week this Malaysia Day, September 16. The Sarawakian designer will be presenting a 14-piece collection for Fashion London Spring-Summer 2023 season at the Royal Horse Guard Hotel in Whitehall. He revealed that he was given the opportunity, the style showcase based in Chicago under Wajahat Mirza.
I was very surprised and to receive a message from Wajahat Mirza from the Style Showcase based in Chicago, inviting me to participate in Fashion London at the London Fashion Week this year. I have not heard of him, but he has known of my designs, and so he invited me as a guest designer for the 16th September Fashion London to be held at the Royal Horse Guards Hotel in London near Whitehall.
Ong is well known internationally for incorporating Iban weavers into his designs and said that this is the first time such textiles will be presented on an international level.
Since that invitation, I've been working to put together a very special collection because I didn't want to just showcase the Puakumbu ikat textiles of the Iban that I've been showing time and again in different ways and at different fashion shows in Sarawak, in Malaysia, throughout Southeast Asia, and also abroad in so many exhibitions. So I wanted this fashion collection to be special and to highlight the different textile weavings of the Iban, not only Puakumbu ikat, but also Puak Songket, Puak Pilir, and Puak Karap.
Paris Lai, a model from Kuching, will showcase his designs during the show.
So now my 14-piece collection is ready to be shown on the 16th of September, next Friday. And I'm also very happy that one of our Sarawak girl, Paris Lai, who used to model for me in Kuching at different shows since she was 16 years old. So now she's going to be my muse to open my fashion collection at Fashion London.
At the same time, he is looking forward to showcasing his pieces on Malaysia Day, September 16, and hopes to present more of his collection at next year's Fashion Week in New York and London.
I hope to take part again in Fashion London at London Fashion Week next year, but also to be invited to take part in New York Fashion Week in spring next year in New York, also by the Style Showcase. And Mr. Wajahat Mirza has already extended the invitation for me to take part in New York Fashion Week.
The Adric Ong Spring Summer 2023 collection features the unique textile techniques of Iban women weavers, namely Puakumbu, Puasungkit, Puapile, and Puakarap, combined with hand-spun, hand-woven silks and knitted hem. Ong's unique fashion of natural dye textiles, fashion, and crafts has won him the UNESCO ASEAN Craft Seals of Excellence Japanese G-Mark Award by the Japanese Industrial Design Promotion Organization.
Now on to some international affairs. Armenia said on Tuesday, September 13, that at least 49 of its soldiers had been killed in clashes along the border with Azerbaijan after a sharp escalation in hostilities which prompted Russia and the United States to call for a restraint. The escalation of decades-old hostilities between the South Caucasus countries has fueled fears that a second fully fledged war could break out in the post-Soviet world in addition to Russia's ongoing military actions in Ukraine.
Այս պայդրությամբ Պաշտպանության նախարարության կողմից հաստատված 49 զոհ ունենք, բայց պիտի նաև արձանագրեմ, որ այդ թիվը Ցավոք վերջնական չէ, ուզում եմ ընդգծել
Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan accused Azerbaijan of attacking Armenian towns because it did not want to negotiate over the status of Nagorno-Karabakh, an enclave which is inside Azerbaijan but mainly populated by ethnic Armenians. Azerbaijan, which accused Armenia of carrying out intelligence activity along the border and moving weapons, said its military positions came under attack by Armenia. Azeri media reported that a ceasefire agreement had been broken almost immediately after being enforced early on Tuesday. Both Russia and the United States call on Baku and Yerevan to observe restraint.
Paris will switch off its Eiffel Towers a light earlier than usual in order to save energy for the winter. Its mayor, Anne Hidalgo, said other measures also in the works, such as lower the water temperature in municipal pools and delay heating in public buildings.
The measures taken are aimed to meet the French President Emmanuel Macron's goal to reduce energy consumption by 10% in response to Russia's cut to gas supplies and rising energy prices.
Et il y a beaucoup d'éclairages sur lesquels on peut agir. Je pense à tous les éclairages ornementaux, l'hôtel de ville, les mairies d'arrondissement, des bâtiments publics qui sont éclairés. Là, à partir du 23 septembre, qui est le premier jour de l'automne, dès 22 heures, ces éclairages seront éteints, ce qui nous permettra aussi de réduire la facture. Hors EHPAD et crèches, tous les bâtiments publics seront chauffés à 18 degrés. C'est-à-dire qu'on va diminuer d'1 degré. La fin de l'illumination de la Tour Eiffel à 23h45, ce qui correspond aussi à la fermeture de la Tour Eiffel, donc à l'heure de fermeture de la Tour Eiffel. Donc on cale les visites du public sur la fin de l'éclairage, ce qui nous permettra aussi de réduire. Et puis symboliquement, c'est important.
Hidalgo added that the lights will be switched off at 11:45 p.m., so the power consumption of the monument will get a reduction of 4%. Paris' energy bill this year would hit 9 million euros, which is 35 million more than the usual price. Even with the long-term electricity and gas contracts covered the authorities from cost increasement. Hidalgo also said despite of the cutoff of the electricity, France will always be the city of lights.
After making a name for himself with his mural paintings, Leonard Xiao has a new mission: to discover his artistic self and where he stands in the world of art. With over 30 murals around Kuching and several others in Penang, Australia and the United States, Leonard's artistic touch is a sight to behold, and he doesn't plan to stop anytime soon. Join him on Sejahtera Asia tomorrow with host Wan Ghazali and Jessica Chung, 7:45 a.m. only on TVS Astro Channel 122 and My Freeview. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally by heading onto our official website at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching.